Good morning, traders. It is modified Darvas box, and it's time for a monthly charts review. Why is it time for a monthly charts review? Because today is September 29th. We've got one trading day left in the month, and end of the month is really the best time to look at monthly chart signals because if they're going to trigger, well, they're going to trigger on Tuesday, the 1st of October. And then you can jump on certain trades based on the monthly charts and get ahead of your fellow traders or competitors, etc. It's 11:09 a.m. here on Sunday, and I wanted to do this before people get into watching football and everything like that. And because the big thing about doing this is there's a lot of monthly signals. So let's get into it. We'll make this as fast as possible, and then we'll get along with our day. So for anybody who's never watched one of my videos, uh, I've created a unique trading system based on the book How I Made $2 Million on the Stock Market, and I've added elements of the strategy, and I've got color bars on my charts, and really watch my weekend review, and you see what the differences are in signals and reactions to signals and how I trade them. So let's get right into it. With these lists here, I've got different lists of stocks, and we start on indexes and the AMZ on a monthly basis. Well, you see, this is on a weekly here. Let's go to monthly. I keep monthly views separate from weeklies because they're different, you know? They give a bigger showing of trend. So here's AMZ. Look at this lovely trend here. This is for income. I get paid off this stuff. So, why wouldn't you own that for dividend paying stuff? Man, that's fantastic. ARC, sideways box here. What's interesting on the weekly, ARC is poking its head a little bit here with a bull market. The only reason I show it is because it's good examples of color bars. I don't think anybody should own ARC, but here's the kicker. If Kathy Wood is making money, you better be making money because she's terrible. If you're not making money and Kathy Wood's making money, then you're the problem, and it's time for you to change. But thank God, 99% of us are making money and are better than Kathy Wood. Oil. See, we got a downtrend in oil starting from this little peak here. One, two, three, four, five. That's a downtrend right there. Now it's going sideways in this box range here, but every month I've had to adjust the box and make it a little wider like that. So it's probably really shouldn't even have a box range around it, but I've got it as a framing tool on that one. Here is the important one, NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, this here, based on my colors, we got a yellow bar buy signal back here in, what was that? That was May. So that around that is where it told you, hey man, time to buy. Sort of went up, came down a little bit, and really took off here, and it hasn't stopped. Now this, you see the colors. I've got my special coding in the bars that changes the colors when certain conditions happen, and this here is a hammer pattern, and hammers are bullish. Where do you trade it? Well, if the reaction bar, the next bar over, breaks that high, well, that's a bullish resolution. So right now, the Nasdaq, in terms of large trends, the Nasdaq just is telling us right now that that's a buy signal. Game on. It may have gotten a little dicey in this month, in the past month, in August, and it did get dicey. But look at that recovery. Game on. Market right there is telling you buy technology, buy those sectors, etc. That's where the majority of our stock research should be being done. Ethereum crypto on the monthly chart. Well, it's had a nasty pullback. In fact, it was pulling back here, and then somebody jammed it up here, and then what did it do? Went right back to selling down. But we've got a box range here. There's really nothing going on there. I mean, you can buy it and own it if you love it, but FFTY, growth stocks. Look at this. Hey, is that another hammer pattern? So this is a proxy for growth stocks, and on the weekly, it just doesn't look very good. A little box breakout here, no volume. But on the monthly, in terms of signaling, this is telling you, hey, growth stocks are in a bullish phase. They're triggering bullish. So that would make me assume that we're going to see an upwards trend in this next month in October. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. Come on. But it's increasing your odds and probability of being in the right area of the market. Look at this. China. China had the big move, but as smart as David Tepper is, does he know that China's in a sideways box range? Probably not. But look here. Green, 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 green. So apparently the powers that be figured out that China probably had some upside, but I don't invest in China. I don't recommend it to people. Like people fall over themselves over like Baba or something. This looks horrible. I mean, yeah, if you bought Baba here, you're loving it, but doesn't grab me. It does suggest that the long-term downtrend is over, and so maybe Tepper is right at least as far as that part of it goes. So yeah, China, be bullish on China. That's what happens when they jam stimulus liquidity into that market. Gold moving higher. There's the start button. Look at this lovely multi-month trend. Looking great. Junk bonds going up. When junk goes up, the economy's doing better. Insurance going up. There's a signal right here, a potential buy signal. Put that right across. So it's telling us growth stocks, technology, insurance, bull market. If you watch my weekend review, you'll see that the analysis of the charts on those time frames, it's all telling me that it's a bull market. Yeah, there's some bad stocks which can be shorted, and all that. I run my money like a long short portfolio where I've got some long, some shorts, because I want to make money in different market environments. But uh, right here we got software, IGV, breaking out of a monthly box. Could this be a cup and handle? Maybe. I don't know because I stink at those kinds of patterns. But oh, look at that. A box breakout now. Is it on big volume? No. But it's telling us, hey, software is positive also. Housing, box breakout 2 months ago, moving higher. Bull market. Micro caps. Box breakout here, but oof, look at that red. Big red on the monthly, for Christ's sake. So that's telling you, well, that's telling us that, yeah, we got excited about microcaps, and then the powers that be said, yeah, don't be so excited. It'll go up a little bit, but you're not going to make as much money, if you put your money in this than if you put it in technology per se or something like that. So just paying attention here. IWM, yeah, it had a bullish box breakout, but then these horrible, volatile 2 months afterwards. I mean, really, if IWM should not be your first choice, but it is bullish, but sloppy bullish. That's the best way to put it. Healthcare moving higher, some selling, but the trend seems to be higher. You had a launch yellow bar buy signal right there, so yeah. You could argue about how awful it is in healthcare, but and because that Obama changed healthcare and screwed us all, but as far as the stocks are concerned, it's going up. Transports. Now this is interesting. On the weekly, it doesn't look so hot. On the monthly, that's a box breakout on relatively low volume. Bullish, positive, whatever you want to call it. That's gold again. QQQs. Hammer pattern. triggered bullish. I mean, it's on the edge. It's only a little trigger, but it's still triggering. So that's telling you, telling all of us, technology, QQQs, NASDAQ, equal weighted QQQ, same deal. Right here, there's a hammer, and there's your trigger point. Now this is a little sloppier here, but it's valid. RSPs, equal weighted S&P. Look at that. That's doing better than the technology because it's got lots of regular economy stuff that's benefiting from the rate cut. But again, hammer signal. And look at that. Triggered higher. So signal and reaction to signal. The reactions are all bullish. Is this a bear market? No. Short-term rates, box breakout moving higher. When this moves higher, that means rates are coming lower. When it jumped down here, when it did this down here and collapsed, that's when rates went higher, higher, higher. So, semiconductors. Now this is interesting. Semiconductors had a pink bar signal, which means, whoa, pay attention. Uh-oh. Then it had the hammer signal right here. And like with other technology, it did rebound, but has not triggered bullish. It's a subtle difference. Buy the stuff that's triggering bullish. If you put your money in semiconductors, you're probably not going to get the returns that you might get, that you might get if you invested in software. So maybe this is saying, maybe we ought to be in the S&P 500 instead, because there's, whoa, hammer signal with a bullish resolution. I think you're getting the point. These three are sentiments. They don't look good on monthlies. Solar, sideways. TLTs. Now, these three here are all signals, hammers, and shooters. A shooter is an inverse hammer, and they've all had different reactions in what the signal would suggest. This would suggest, in fact, there's 4 of them. And this is TLTs, long-term bonds. So, this signal would suggest a move up. Instead, what does it do? It triggers down. The next signal, you'd think, okay, it's getting set for a trigger up. Instead, it triggers down. This one right here, setting up for a positive, what does it do? It triggers down. Well, it's not giving me a straight line here. But you get the point. Now, did it completely trigger down? Well, it triggered, but then sort of futzed around. Either way, not very positive. But now this one right here is more suggestive of a downward move. What does it do? It triggers up. So basically the signals on TLT are wholly unreliable because the market's done the opposite of what the signals suggest. But here's the great thing. If you wait to act on the reaction to a signal, well then you didn't transact. If you were ready to transact bullish on these past 3, well, you didn't lose any money because you didn't act. So it becomes a no harm, no foul. It's only when you're buying signals prematurely is when you really lose money, and then you go, why did I do that? The VIX right here had the huge move and returned here, and now it's sort of balancing it out. I expect this to keep going more sideways. Volatility gets lessened. VNQ, REITs, there's a box breakout right there. It's funny how the weekly doesn't look like it's doing anything. The monthly is showing the way. What do we got here? Home builders Got the similar setup, except instead of being a hammer bar, that's simply an inside bar, where the bar is inside the body of the prior one. Inside bars are 50-50, but see, this one, it triggered higher. Sideways there, based on oil and gas. XLFs, financials going higher. So again, where's that bear market? Nowhere to be found. All right, let's look at some of the top stocks in the market here. AAOI, I own this at the moment. I might be stopped out, but that's a hammer signal going higher. Will it continue going higher? I really don't know. Box breakout going higher. Caterpillar, box breakout. At the moment, volume's low, but going up. CORZ, hammer signal. Bullish trigger, and it's going higher. Your trigger was like at 11 on the monthly chart. CVNA, wonderful trend. Box breakout here. It's just gone higher. Not an easy one to hold, but if you hold it, it's doing great. DHI, box breakout. Box breakout. Next 2 months going higher. This one does not have a pattern. This one has a weekly pattern, a box breakout, which I bought. But the monthly is sort of, it's okay. What I do like about it is it's crossing the monthly averages, moving averages beginning to come in. I don't use monthly averages all that much, but I don't mind if price crosses above it and stays above. That could indicate a new trend. So I'm happy to be long that and see what happens. This one doesn't really have a box formation, but it had this blue bar signal and triggered higher. See how this works? Signals and triggers. LMT, Lockheed, box breakout, moving higher. Now, volume was kind of low, but on monthlies, you don't need to have giant volume. It really helps, though. MDB, my namesake, doing okay on the weekly, but time frame continuity, that's a negative box breakdown. So slam down here, buyers came in, moving up, and then it's sort of weakening, which makes perfect sense, you know? Meta moving higher, a box breakout, but nothing crazy, but moving higher. Oracle, strong box breakout there, moving higher. Look at that. This is just amazing. If you can be a long-term trend follower, then you can use monthly charts and just buy the monthlies. You'll be able to sit in trends for a very long time when that happens. This one, PI, I own it on the weekly. It's a box breakout. And on the monthly, not really much of a pattern because this is pretty jumbled in here, but I've got the move out of it. And that's all you need. PLTR, box breakout has been moving higher. This is interesting. We got the signal right here, the reaction to the signal. But the only caution thing I would do on this one is see where it's getting at. It's getting it into these prior high ranges, and those can tend to be resistance. So keep an eye on that. The Poet, I'm long this one because the weekly has a box breakout. On the monthly, there's no real patterns here, but we have an inside bar resolution. And then we've also got something to like, big green volume, big green, big green, big green, and they're all getting bigger. So buyers are coming to the stock. So we'll see what happens. This one I'm long. I bought some this past week. Box breakout. And on the monthly, box breakout. Look at the volume on the monthly. I just love seeing this. Look at that big green volume breakout. Gosh, I hope that one turns into a multi-month bagger. Roku sideways. It's doing some good stuff in the weekly, but it's a nothing burger on the monthly. SE moving higher. Signal resolution. SN keeps going higher. Signal resolution. These blue signals mean sit up and pay attention. Something's happened. But they don't always react green the next bar. Sometimes they have poor reactions, like blue here, and then look at his volatility in there. It ended up being at the high, but man, you had to suffer through all this. But that one's moving higher. And in fact, Spotify, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12-month trend right now. You could own it for a year. Do you want to be a long-term investor? If so, use monthly charts. If you want to be a long-term investor, watch this video on monthly charts. I've heard Druckenmiller owns a lot of TKO. Here's a signal, not the greatest pattern, but a great uptrend. Although it's all over the place. You really got to believe in this one. Uber, sideways but pointing higher. Uber's a box breakout on the weekly. Nothing crazy, but doesn't look horrible. URI, box breakout, volatility, but now it's really moving higher. Walmart, moving higher. The Zim, box breakout right here. This might be a new fresh one to own. There's that box breakout on the weekly. So I'm spitting out ideas here for you, for everybody. In fact, you know what? Here's the thing. Time frame continuity. If you don't understand what that is, you got to learn it. And this is you can learn by doing #TheStrat. So when the chart is positive on different time frames, that really will make a trade stand out. It means everything's aligning together. This is positive on the monthly. It's positive on the weekly. Is it positive on the daily? Yes, it was. How about the quarterly view? Oh, let's see here. Quarterly view. There's a signal. Signal, sort of an aborted signal, but look at the volume. Went up. Now, what is that signal? That's a hammer signal. So, the reaction starting on Tuesday, that might be leading to another buy signal. See how this works? Now you've got time frame continuity where on almost every signal, every time frame, the shit's positive. How about a yearly? Yeah, yearly, it's going to go above last year's bar. The high on this one is 25.12. Put your alerts for 25.12. Boy, I think I'm gonna have to buy some. This one burned me a couple times earlier, but look at this. Yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly. I mean, does it get any better than this? Put Zim on your radar. All right, let's keep going. Apple moving higher. Obviously, most of these charts are going to be bullish. We're looking for the signal ones. Which should we buy? Should we be buying AMD? No, I don't see it. Now, I know a hedge fund manager who really loves AMD because it's got the forward earnings percentage are looking great and all that. But in my opinion, the market is sort of yawning on AMD. Now, if the general market moves up, yeah, AMD is going to move up. But here's the thing: which looks better, more promising, Zim or AMD? It's an interesting dilemma. ANET, look at this trend. Just moves up. Not easy to own, but positive. APP, not easy to own, but positive. Green, 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 green. This big mess everyone up bar, and then it rips here. Amazing. ARM. So ARM on the weekly, it's not looking so hot. On the monthly, this here's a box breakout, low volume, but very interesting. Not quite in time frame continuity, but yeah, we'll see. Broadcom going higher. BLDR, sideways box, and the bros. Gava had the box breakout back here at about 60, 59, and that's a double in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 7 months, but not an easy one to hold, but it's on its way. CEG, the huge move based on their opening 3 Mile Island. Well, look at this signal right here. That told you something's happening. There's your trigger, 200. Now it's at 257. 20% gain. Crocs, looking okay. Dash, a giant box and with 2 mini boxes. But there's a viable signal, and look at it. That signal was about 110. It's at 142. And it looks poised to have a breakout. Probably going to attack 200 again. See how this works? Frankly, in a bull market, there's more stocks than I can buy, and more stocks doing well that you can buy. So you need to use charts to help figure out which ones do we buy. Dell. There's a signal on the monthly, hammer time, and it's triggered to the upside. But this one's a little tougher on the weekly. See a breakdown here. So Dell is not in time frame continuity. So while it looks nice, maybe you shouldn't buy Dell, maybe you should buy Zim. EMP8, massive sideways. And look at that, the program doubled up on these boxes. There we go. Massive sideways, there's nothing going on in this stock. First Solar, sideways, pointed potentially up. But, GE, look at that. Yellow bar start signal, box breakout, and look at this lovely trend. GEV, there's a signal right there at 180, and now the stock is at 250. If you just follow signals, you can make a fortune. GME, everybody loves GME, right? You're so bullish on it, right? Where's the signals? Where's the signal telling you to mortgage your house? I don't see it. Google. This probably is going to look like a sideways box. I could probably draw it, get away with drawing this. Should we mortgage our houses and buy Google right now? Well, how much time you got? Hood, signal, bullish reaction, going up. And this is still stemming from these breakouts here. Look how volatile. If you had bought it at, let's say, right on the money, let's say at 12, at one point you had a double, and then the next point it retraced 90%, 80, 90%, and now it's back up to there. What a wild, wicked month August was. Yeesh. I don't know many people who could buy this at 12, suffer through this huge pullback, and then keep hanging on to it. Shake and bake. moving higher. Sideways on Micron. Had a great earnings report, but overall net sideways. Steel maybe coming up, maybe bottomed here a little bit. Again, signs the economy may start doing better. Nvidia, look at that. Sideways with an inside bar. Possible box breakout right here. Possible. I don't know. Bullish. Reddit, nothing much happening. Yeah, it's moving up, but again, shake and bake. If you bought here at 64, it went to 78 and then down to 48. Good Lord. How's anybody supposed to trade this? You just got to believe. Shopify. Yellow bar signal, buy signal. It's now setting up. Bullish reaction, setting up for a box breakout. Volume's kind of low. There isn't much interest there. So if the market goes up, yeah, it's probably gonna move up with the market. Is it a number one idea? I don't know. I wouldn't call it a number one idea. Tesla. Sideways, box break down to there. There's a signal. It then signaled, yeah, you could have taken that trade. Yellow bar buy signal closed only at the half. Did not confirm because the next month went lower, and now it's moving higher. I know some people who are so bullish on Tesla that they want to mortgage their homes, right? Well, the market is bullish, so Tesla's probably going up. But is it a number one idea? I'd be lukewarm on it. But some are convinced that this here is the beginning of a huge run. Call me skeptical. You can still make money on it. Like maybe it goes from 260 to 340. I mean, that's a good trade. But what are the odds Tesla goes to 520 and you get a double? I don't know. I just don't know. The charts aren't telling me to do anything more than that. VRT, signal, reaction, bullish, breakout. Here was your start signal. Do you want to be a long-term trend follower or do you want to be a short-term day trader? You decide. VST, box breakout, big one. The Wolf, box breakout, definitely got shake and bake, but still moving higher. These little guys, I don't know. They got a huge market cap already, just at $5 a share. It's already at 1.7 billion. 300 million shares outstanding. That's just too hard. This would be so much better if it had 30 million shares outstanding. All right, last list, and then we'll wrap this so we can all watch football. Okay, retail loves this one. Box breakout here. Not a box. Yellow bar buy signal. Now, on the longer term, inside bar. What's it going to do? Is it going to go down here? Or up to here? Or maybe it even forms another inside bar for the next month. As I see on volume, green, 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 red. So this definitely got some sellers in here. Is this enough to mortgage your house? No. Sell H keeps moving down. I'm short this. Red, 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 red. Oof. This one might have a date with the 20s. Coin. You think Bitcoin's going up? That coin should be at the moon? Well, look what we have here. We have a box break down with a potential rebound, but it hasn't gone back into the box range yet. Not a number one idea. Costco, breakout, moving higher. Great trade if you have been sitting in it for the last 8 months or so. Unfortunately, DJT, Donnie's going to be the next president, but as far as his stock, well, maybe he shouldn't have gone back on Twitter. That's looking bad. Not too good. ELF, I'm short this one. Ah, box breakdown. Yellow bar, white bar, sell signal. Big red volume. Biggest volume in its history twice. And they're both sort of red ones. Yeah, this one might have a date down here under hundreds. We'll see. GH, just nothing going good. ML, yeah, I made a lot of money on this one in 2023, but not looking good here. Red, red, red. You need something to happen. mRNA, yellow bar buy signal followed by an inside month, and it's been all down ever since. Net sideways box. Netflix popping its head above here. Positive. Now, ServiceNow software moving higher. Roblox having some trouble at the breakout line. I tried to trade this. I went long. I got stopped out. Currently, that's struggling with 45, 44. Rivian, nothing really happening. Root, box breakdown. SMCI, box breakdown with volume. NVIDIA may be going up, but this one might be going down. Snow, teetering on the bottom of its box range. Sting, not doing much of anything. Weatherford, Here we go, the Zetas. Box breakout, look at this. Green, 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 green. Now the weekly is showing a potential sell signal here. The monthly looks good. So here's the question. Would you be cool if it goes from 29 down to 24? Or back here? That would all be normal action. Could you sit through that type of pullback? I would struggle with that. So I would take profits here. But long term, it looks great. Let's see any potential ones we should look at in here. Let's look at Airbnb. White bar sell signal followed by inside bar. I don't trust that. Let's see anything on the watching list. Affirm. For all its good trading this month it's been pulling back. Going sideways. A-Lab, nothing much. Amazon. Hammer time signal hasn't quite triggered. Isn't that interesting? Other ones have. This one has not. Berkshire. Keeps going higher. A little bit of selling in here, but overall the trend looks great. Let's see. Deckers. Where was Apple? Going higher. Thought I had Apple in this list. There we go. Some stocks this list I use just for keeping an eye on things. Like this one, massive sideways, it's doing nothing. I mean, this is positive right in here. Yeah, it's moving up, but is this a number one idea? No. As some other traders have a great saying, is this a 5-star idea? No, it's not. Monday. Moving higher, but really volatile. Microsoft. Oh, look at that. Hammer time. Bullish. Triggered higher. Qualcomm. Signal not triggered higher. Interesting. But they're maybe buying Intel, so that may be a part of the thing. Upstart. Sideways. If you bought Upstart at 25, you're loving it because it's at 40. But is it keep going higher? Are you going to be a long-termer or are you going to be just a trader? That's what you got to figure out. Last one, ZS. Nothing doing. That's actually a bearish signal right there. Interesting, huh? Maybe this is a short. Interesting. Oh, last one, Ferrari. Box breakout with a little pullback. What a trend, though. Not too bad. Okay, so that's it for this monthly charts review. I hope you see the conclusion and hopefully you agree with what I'm seeing, that markets are bullish. And it looks like they're going to get more bullish maybe through the end of the year. So hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any comments, please let me know. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend.